Hello. Well, this is awkward. Is everything okay? This is gonna be hard, guys. It's going to be hard, okay? But I'm gonna try for you guys. I'm gonna try for you guys. Welcome back to my channel. It feels so good saying that. Like, so good. It's been a roller coaster. I feel like I say that every single time. Like, I've been going through a lot. Like, listen, your girl's always going through something. It's like, if I was to give you my timeline events, you would probably be like, what? Because I feel like everyone has their moments, and I got sidetracked, a little distracted, and I am so back, okay? I'm so back, and I'm going to do my best to try and stay committed to this. Listen, you might as well grab yourself a drink, a coffee, some popcorn, because I don't know how long this is going to be. I'll try and keep it short and sweet, but I'm just saying, I have a lot to spill. Okay, so we are now in the trenches of August. Guys, this is going to be really difficult because Ayan is just, you know, he's glued to me. So wherever I am, you will find Ayan somewhere close to me. Yeah, this is what motherhood and starting on business looks like. Where do I start from? I feel like obviously I spoke to you guys not long ago in May, and then we went on holiday, and then yeah, life just keeps on lifing, and guys, things happen. I have no control. Every single time I think, okay, we've gotten over this chapter, and I take a step forward, I'm throwing 10 steps back, and it's like, psh, I just cannot do it. But I'm still trying, and that's what matters here. Truly and genuinely, that's what matters. I still wake up every day and I try, and that's the best I can do. I guess for this video, I kind of just wanted to reintroduce myself, obviously give you like a bit of a life update, because a lot has changed. And I want to reintroduce myself because yeah, I feel like I owe it to myself. I feel like I've rebranded my life in a way. I'm just gonna speak from my heart, do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and just fabricate everything, but like, a lot has been going on. Obviously, I'm assuming a lot of you guys do already know who I am if you're here, but for those of you who don't know, I am Kaina. I'm 24 years old. I'm obviously a mother, right? Mother to two, but my daughter's actually at her grandma's house. My daughter's 3, and my baby boy here has just turned 1. I'm also a digital creator, director, and marketer, and that's basically what I do full-time. That's it, other than obviously being a mum to 2 full-time as well. I'm a graduate. I actually graduated last year in criminology, policing and investigation, while I was 9 months pregnant with my baby boy, and while I've been pregnant with my daughter, which is one of my biggest accomplishments. Like, I did that. It wasn't easy, but we did it. And yeah, basically a little backstory to me, who I am, what I do. I don't know what else I could genuinely sit there and talk to you guys about when it comes to me, but I did actually ask you guys on Instagram questions that you guys want to ask. I will be answering them, but before I get into that, I know you guys have some other questions which I'm going to address. One of them being, am I divorced? Yes, I am officially divorced. I did share the fact that I'm separated, because we was genuinely separated, not divorced, co-parenting, but as of now, like, yeah, I'm divorced, and it doesn't have to be bad blood, guys. I don't want to go into too much detail as to why, when, how, things end. All good things come, well, all good things come to an end, and it's something that really bothers me. Like, believe it or not, but in 2 days would be our like 5-year anniversary mark. Not nice. It's one of the most hardest things to do. However, for me personally, it just came down to goals, life, compatibility. People change, some people don't, and again, there's no bad blood. Our main goal is to just take care of our children. That's it. There's literally not, it's not a thing where we are enemies and stuff. Our sole intention is to just be there for our kids, and that's it. So anybody that's online cooking up stories, rumors, which are going to, you know, I can expect them, please don't. I think that's something that I no longer want to ever talk about, and I don't think I will. If I do, I do. If I don't, then maybe down the line. But I'm still healing, and I'm still grieving and going through that phase where you're still accepting the situation for what it was. So I don't really want to talk about it because I'm re-triggering old wounds. I'm not giving myself the time to process it and move on. So yeah, am I divorced? Absolutely. It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do, and I did it for myself. I left for myself and I left for my kids, and I don't regret it. Was it the easiest decision to make? No. But nobody wakes up and gets married just to end up divorced. He's literally asleep, which is good because now it gives me time to actually speak to you guys without him pulling my hair and stuff. Now another question that you guys have been asking: have I moved or do we still live together? And yes, I have moved. I now live in my own place alone. A lot of you guys probably knew that I moved. Oh no, you guys don't, but I actually moved out of Birmingham. Or did I mention this in my previous video? I don't know. I basically moved out of Birmingham in March. I don't know if it wasn't necessarily an option. I mean, my mom really wanted me to move back. My family did want me to move back, but I like my space, and where I've moved, I kind of like the fact that I've got that privacy and there's a healthy balance. Like, I would happily do the drive as much as I need to, but I like my space and I like to keep myself to myself. So I kind of did stay out of Birmingham. Yeah, I live by myself and no regrets. It can get lonely sometimes, but it's just about being at peace with yourself, being comfortable with the silence and being comfortable with your own space, peace, enjoying time with yourself and doing things alone, which I have been struggling with. Like, don't get me wrong, I can sit by myself. I'd rather be alone than sit with a bunch of fake people who I can't trust. Do you know what I mean? But like, it's still not easy. I've always been around people in terms of like, I went from being at my mum's to then getting married, being around my obviously ex-husband, and then from there it's just solo, and it's a massive jump, especially with 2 kids in the picture. Like, it's not easy and it can be very, very lonely, but it's life, guys. Look, life goes on. The way I see it is, I can sit here and cry and I can feel sorry for myself and I can be like, oh, you know, I got my heart broken, or, you know, we didn't work out and I poured so much into it, and oh my god, my marriage is over, and oh my god, da 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 da. But like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And that's the harsh truth of reality. Nobody really cares. People are going through stuff every day, and there's someone out there that's probably going through so much more worse than me. With that being said, I'm not invalidating my feelings or my experiences. But life goes on, and I feel like the more you sit there and think and think and think and search for validation or any sort of clarification, the more you end up spiraling. And I'm talking to myself right now saying this because, believe it or not, I've had such a difficult week, and if I could just share everything that I'm going through, I honestly would. And I don't know if this is a toxic thing or not, but like, I feel like I just need to keep myself to myself. This world is a horrible place and I don't think I fit in. I genuinely don't feel like I fit in. I feel like I have so much love to give. I have so much good to do and give, and I'm always there for people, but I always end up getting hurt. And this again isn't me feeling sorry for myself, because I know I have a good heart and I know that my intentions are always pure. But the world isn't pure. The world is a horrible place where people will constantly break you until you break. I'm sorry, but I'm not a wall. I'm not a punching bag where people can just come along and punch and expect me to stay intact or not burst or not break. And I've gone through enough, and unfortunately it's made me numb. It's kind of destroyed the lover girl in me. It's destroyed the softness in me, but not entirely. Like, I'm still soft. I'm still going to be myself, my true self. I'm still going to do good and all of that, but I genuinely think that the way things have worked and life and people and experiences has just thrown me back so much that my privacy, my life, my feelings, everything I go through, I just want it all to be private. I just want to be super private, and it's really hard when you're doing this for a living, because you're kind of there in the public eye. But I just want to say, a lot of things I do not share, and that's not because I'm fabricating my life, but a lot of things are private, and I do have a life, I do have feelings, and I have gone through a lot of things. I still am healing through things that nobody knows about, and I wish I could burst and tell you guys everything, because naturally I'm an oversharer, but I need to zip it. My biggest problem is I am an oversharer. You could sit there and I could just go on and on and on because there's no filter to me, but I feel like I'm too pure for this world. Genuinely speaking, I feel like I'm way too pure for this world, and those who truly know me will know me, my intentions and my heart. Anyways, with that being said, the only thing I'm focusing on right now is my kids, myself, my career, and just becoming a better person every single day. Doing good, pouring into myself and my family and my friends and those who truly love me and are around me. I have no time for love. I have no time for relationships. I have no time for toxicity or anything that drains me. And yeah, it's a hard decision to make because naturally everybody craves love and naturally everybody wants to be comforted and stuff, but I just don't think it's written for me, and I just don't think that it's meant for me. And that's absolutely fine, because the more I try to seek it, the more I try to find it or let love find me or give the chance, the more it's gonna break me. Yeah, long story short, I feel like I'm past the stage where I expect anything of anyone from this world. It's my life and I'm just gonna ride through it for my kids. That's my main goal. I think that got so deep. Yeah, anyways, but yeah, I basically asked you guys on Instagram to send me any personal questions that you guys want to ask, or like anything that you guys want to know about me. So I'm just going to quickly run through them because why not. Some of these are personal, some of them are not, but I'll try my best to answer as many as possible. Hey babe, what makeup product is your favorite at the moment? Good question. I feel like at the moment my favorite makeup product would have to be freckles. I am obsessed with doing freckles. Like, I don't know what it is about freckles, but like, I love doing freckles. And I think it's Huda from Love Island who's restarted this trend, but like, I'm literally wearing freckles right now. I don't know if you can see from far, but I absolutely love doing freckles. And yeah, somebody said, what is co-parenting like? Was a nightmare for me. I don't think it's the worst, I'll be honest. I feel like it's definitely hard to be able to sit with the person that you really want to spend the rest of your life with. To co-parent, like, we definitely do struggle to sit in the same room, which is why we avoid it a lot. But like, I think it's all about boundaries and being able to put your feelings and emotions aside for your children, which I'm really glad that we both are able to do, because we want to keep things as normal and healthy as possible for the kids. Sometimes you just gotta make sacrifices. Obviously, being the default parent, like, for me it can be quite overwhelming naturally as a mother, because we are the like main provider, carers or whatever. But like, for me personally anyway, I've been doing it all alone by myself for months, years actually. So I think it's fine. For me, leaving was not that difficult because I was doing a lot of it by myself anyway. I had been grieving through the entire marriage for over a year, so leaving was just the easy part, if that makes sense. Yeah, next question. How did you decide when to try for the second baby? I actually knew I wanted a yawn and I planned a yawn, and alhamdulillah it happened straight away. I just knew the gap I wanted between my first and second and went for it, and yeah, it just happened. He said, how do you stop yourself getting overstimulated with the kids? I find it so hard to regulate. Girl, don't even get me started, because why did nobody tell me how hard it is to take care of boys compared to girls? I was not ready. I get so overstimulated with babies crying, screaming, like background noise when there's like 20 things to do, because like I naturally have like so much to do. But I genuinely understand, because I've got so much to do. I guess the key is to take a breather, take a step back, pause, stop what you're doing. Sometimes it is just the fact that you're doing so much. You know, naturally as mothers, we're doing so much at once. So sometimes it is the case of, okay, look, yes, I can cook, laundry will be done, cleaning will be done. Let me pause, try to regulate my emotions, deep breath, focus on your kids, calm them down, give them what they want, whether it's a nap, whether it's a bath, whatever it is. Once they are sorted, then try to focus on yourself, because 9 times out of 10, once they're good, you're good. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just about what works for you, being in your own routine, and giving yourself the time and space to breathe. Somebody else said, if you could meet your younger self, what advice would you give her? Ooh. Well, firstly, if my younger self seen me today, I feel like she'd be shocked for sure, in a good and bad way, because the things that have gone on would break her. I think if she looked up at me today and seen this stuff that I've endured and gone through, I think she'd be really upset, and that's very disappointing for me. Not in the sense where it's my fault, but I know she would be quite sad and broken for me. But I know she'd also be super happy at the way that I've dealt with things. I know my younger self would be so safe with me. Like, she would genuinely be safe with me right now. I'd probably be the go-to person for her, her guardian angel, be the one to protect her. Like, I just know if my younger self had me in her life, she wouldn't worry about a thing. I would genuinely just tell my younger self, take life with a pinch of salt. Everything everyone says, everything everyone does, every blessing, every, you know, setback, take it with a pinch of salt, because things change so fast. One day you can have it all, the next you can have nothing, and it's a sad, bad world, and you do not know what people's intentions are, what they plan to do. You could just be replaced like that. You could die today, tomorrow everyone will crack on with their life. And one thing my younger self seeked and yearned for was love and comfort, and only until now or recently I feel like I've gotten to a point now where I'm kind of like need to stop yearning and seeking for that love and comfort in this world, because I'm not going to get it. I don't think it's made for me. I don't think it will ever come to me. I feel like, based off the things that I've gone through, like, I don't believe in love anymore. I don't believe in relationships anymore, which is really sad, because there was a time where I did. With that being said, obviously there's probably good people out there, good and bad women, good and bad men. I just don't think, for me personally, anyone can handle me, is able to take care of me the way I need to be taken care of, my needs, all that kind of stuff. And there's so much more to life than relationships. Unfortunately for my younger self, the only way to figure out life was to get married and then obviously figure life out. But I would just say, take life with a pinch of salt, because things are not what they seem to be, and at the end of the day, the only person that you truly have is yourself. And that's a reminder I would constantly tell my younger self, because that really is the truth. The only person that you have is yourself, and the only person you should be going to for any sort of comfort is God, because people will disappoint you, people will break you, and that's unfortunately the world we live in, which is obviously very heartbreaking. I say that with a lot of regret and disappointment, but as it'd be nice to find comfort in this world, but I just don't think that it's there. Everyone's in it for themselves, and yeah, I would just tell her to hold on and just be happy for yourself. Somebody said, what color did you ask for hair wise, because I'm going your color. So this is cherry cola red. Oh my god, I didn't even introduce my new hair. Guys, what do we think? What do we genuinely think of my hair? I feel like blonde me was just me to the T, but like I really wanted a change, and I really am feeling the cherry cola. I feel like it's so stunning. But yeah, it's cherry cola red. I did actually trim off my dead ends and went for like medium length with layers. I'm actually obsessed with my hair, and yeah, I'm so glad I did this. Advice you have for people 18 plus who keep getting marriage lectures on what you think: ignore. Listen, you would rather spend your life by yourself without being hurt, without being abused, without being caught up in unnecessary stress, dealing with in-laws, dealing with financial issues, incompatibility and all sorts, right? Worst comes dead, because it happens. The way I see it is, you would rather be comfortable, safe at home, or single and thriving within your own company, your own life. That's the reality of life, and I cannot emphasize it, but marrying the wrong person, it's such a deep scar, and I don't think it ever heals. you could heal to an extent, but it's so easy to have that wound re-triggered, honestly speaking. And why would you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody who doesn't care about you? Or if you're not certain, and you could be certain as well, by the way, and things can still play out differently, and that's just how it is, unfortunately. And people will sit there and give you lectures on marriages and all sorts, but unfortunately marriage isn't for everyone. I've been there, done that, I've experienced it, and personally I don't think I could ever get married again. It would take a lot for someone to come along and whip me off my feet and like really believe or make me believe that love is a potential for me, or somebody that can genuinely take care of me and step up and take care of my needs and be responsible for me in general, because I'm so hyper independent and I do so much for myself that it would take a real man with real values and a lot to, you know, come into my, it's like I can do everything for myself, so what value do you bring into my life, kind of thing. But I feel like people overlook these things quite a bit, and I just think this generation is whack. This generation is not it. And love, marriages, relationships and loyalty is just all gone down the drain. Honestly, don't deep it. If you're not ready, it's your life and you have every right to protect yourself from a situation that you do not want to be in, because I promise you, you are better off being single and at home doing your thing, living your life, traveling the world, eating, chilling with your friends, than being stuck in a marriage against your will. Because marriage is a huge responsibility, and unfortunately in this day and age people are not made for it, and that's genuinely being honest. It takes a lot for someone to be able to step into a marriage and fully grasp it, and that's just my personal opinion. Marriage is a sacrifice, and if you're not willing to make sacrifices, if you're not willing to step up, don't. And in terms of people that are giving these lectures and stuff, in one ear and out the other, don't pay attention. It's your life, do as you please. I get this one a lot. Manjaro update. The reason why I don't talk about anything to do with that is because the guidelines have now changed, guys. Like, it's not that I don't want to, because I would actually love to, but the guidelines have changed on what I can and can't share. But also, like, it just invites so much hate comments, and I just cannot be bothered because they're just so damaging. So I've been on Manjaro for a good few months now, and I've lost quite a lot of weight. I do think stress has also played a part in it too. I am on it. I am still taking it. It's going well. I do feel like I will eventually be stopping, obviously, once I hit the perfect goal weight. It does come with quite a lot of side effects. Do your research. I'm not promoting it, but obviously if anybody wants to know anything to do with Manjaro, let me know. Let me know what you want to know, and I could kind of talk about it in like a private chat, like with a bunch of you girls, because I feel like a lot of people want to know about it. And yeah, I don't mind, but it would just have to be in a private way rather than out there on social media, just because of guidelines, and I don't want to be in trouble. So that's that. Somebody said, you inspire me a lot, love you. Thank you so much. Do you have a favorite movie or show? My favorite movie, my favorite all-time Bollywood movie is Ashki 2. I don't think anything beats Ashki 2. Like, that's just my favorite movie of all time. And at the moment I'm not watching anything. I feel like I don't have the time to sit down and watch anything, but if anybody has any recommendations on what I should watch, then please let me know and I will. Somebody said tips on how to find a sensible way to walk away. I feel like the best response is no response. Silence is genuinely your biggest, silence is genuinely your biggest lick back. Like, there's so much power in being silent, and it takes a lot to just get up and walk away in silence. Like, it's one of the hardest things to do, because you really have to, sorry I cut out, as I was saying, you really have to build a wall that's higher than your feelings, because people don't care. Now, for me personally, I love clarity, I love communication, and for me, I can talk for days, and communication is such a big thing to me. Like, I need that constantly. But we live in a world where people don't know how to communicate. Social media has genuinely ruined a lot of things for people. People are living in this like fake world rather than in the moment and in reality. I would say the most sensible way to walk is to just walk in silence. Whatever you have to say, write it down, put it on a plate and break the plate, burn the paper, flush it down the toilet, get on your prayer mat, whatever it is, just do it that way. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you have to respect yourself enough to be able to walk away from a situation or people who do not respect you enough. And I find that sometimes, like, people like doing it because people like to have control over you. When they can see that something they're doing controls you, the way you react, like if a text message or call is enough to control you, they will weaponize that as much as they can. So you kind of have to look at it from a psychological perspective. And listen, I crash out. For me, I have to let everything that I feel out of, like, I have to let it off my chest, and it's not easy. Like, I'm the type of person to sit there and send paragraphs because I just have to let what I have to say off my chest, and if I don't, it will eat me up. With that being said, if you feel better by saying what you need to say for your own closure, go for it. Honestly, go for it, because there's absolutely no harm in you communicating, and nobody can sit there and say, well, you didn't communicate, because you did. And there's absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, it's worse for you to bottle your emotions. But the reason why I say walking away in silence is better, because if you're sitting there questioning whether you should communicate or not, or whether, you know, that person gives a shit about you or not, 9 times out of 10 that person doesn't. That's why you're in that situation, because had someone actually cared, they wouldn't let you walk away or sit there in doubt. Does that make sense? Walk away in silence and pour so much into yourself that nobody's presence or absence can, you know, make you question your own self-worth. Yeah, I'm probably in the same boat as you, girl. So honestly, whatever doesn't serve you, if anything's draining you, if you're having to question yourself and it's making you doubt yourself, like, no, you've put too much work in yourself. You've come so far. And this is coming from somebody who's gone with a lot of things. Anything that's negative, anything that drains, anything that makes you feel shit or leaves you questioning, cut it out, because you'll feel better. And it's gonna feel shit in the moment. It's gonna feel horrible. You're going to feel awful in the moment for doing that, but it's just a small price you have to pay. Small price you have to pay for long-term security. So for me personally, like, I think yeah, just do yourself a favor, cut the negativity out, walk away, don't say anything, don't repeat yourself, don't come back, don't chase. If somebody cares, they will come back and find a way to make you feel like you mean something to them. Then there's your closure. They clearly didn't care enough anyway, and you have a life at the end of the day. Life goes on with or without them. Do you have any GCSE tips or advice? Ooh, so I'm probably the worst person to come to for this, because I was a rebel in school. Like, I just didn't focus. I was always in detention, I was in isolation, and I was always messing around. But I was also going through a lot back in school. But definitely stay focused. Take your education seriously. Honestly, education is not going to wake up one day and walk away. Your education is so important. As a woman, like, it makes me feel good to be educated. Just think about it. You don't want to be in your 20s, 25s, 30s with no education. Keep focused, have your goals laid out. It's really important to have goals as a person. Like, you need to have goals, you need to be motivated, you need to be passionate about certain things in life, and just picture yourself, where do you want to be in 5 years time? And everything you do will lead up to that goal. So just make a mood board, make a vision board, and kind of like manifest, write things down, work towards it, try new things. Revision cards are amazing. Honestly, revision cards are amazing. Maybe gather with your friends where you go out to eat, or you can link up somewhere at like a cafe or something, and you guys can like revise with one another whilst also socializing. It's all about making it fun. When you actually enjoy doing something, you'll do it. If you don't find joy in it, you're not going to do it. So keep your head screwed on. Do not flop your education for anyone or anything, because your education will save you at the end of the day. Your education will not get up and leave you. So yeah. What was the final thing that made you think, yep, I'm done? And do you believe in love? So do I believe in love? No, I genuinely don't believe in love. And I think, oh God, I could sit here and go on and on for days as to why I don't think people believe in love. I think people settle for what's easier for them, but true love is about sticking with that person through everything, thick and thin. It's about being loyal and faithful. Like, that's your person, and you would do nothing to hurt them. in general, just hurting somebody, like physically, emotionally, in any sort of way. You would, if you truly love somebody, you would never do anything to hurt them, you know, get at them or make them question themselves, right? I think love is about making sacrifices. If you can make a sacrifice for the person you love, I think that's true love. I'm not saying you should always make sacrifices, but some sort of sacrifices have to be made. And if you can't make sacrifices, it's not me versus you, it's about us versus the problem. And if you can't come to a mutual understanding, communicate, come together to have solutions and fight a problem together, and instead you end up bickering and fighting against one another, then it will never ever work. That's why compatibility again is so important, and that's why communication is important. But communication isn't the only thing that's important. It's about comprehension, because you can communicate, but if one of you isn't processing anything, isn't taking anything into their brain, or actually genuinely saying they're thinking about what's being said, then what's the point of communication? And I just feel like we live in a day and age where it's very hard and rare to find that. Do you know, to be completely honest, I feel like if I found myself in a male version, I'll be over the moon, because I am so masculine but feminine. I feel like I have all the qualities of a man. I don't know why I'm a woman. Why the hell am I a woman? Like, I think I truly was born to be a man. But like, with that being said, I don't think love is true. There was once upon a time, but I think true love did exist, and maybe there is, you know, maybe love does exist in people's worlds, and maybe some people do have that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but for me, in my world, I just don't think love exists, and I've given up on anything to do with love, to be honest. And yeah, that's that. In terms of like I'm done moment, ooh, I wish I could tell, but I don't think I feel comfortable telling, because it's just a bit of a private scenario. It was just a lack of respect. You really do just wake up one day and just leave. You're like, nah, I'm not doing this. I can't afford to keep making this person make me feel this way, especially when you know you're not a bad person. And I think as a mother, naturally for me, it was about the standard, because I would have stayed for me, but I left for my kids. Everything I'm enduring, dealing with, tolerating is exactly what my kids are going to learn and continue. And God forbid my daughter has to deal with even 10% of the shit that I went through. That would break me. And as a mother, it's my job to protect my children and to be emotionally, physically available to them. And it was a matter of, okay, do I want to stay here and constantly deal with this because my feelings matter, or do I want to set the bar for my kids and show them what true love, strength and commitments are? I have 2 childhoods, I have 2 lives, I have 2 babies that are dependent on me, who are looking up to me. Their childhood is in my hands, and they only have 1 childhood. And I've gone through so much as a child, so for me it was a non-negotiable to put them through any of that. So yeah, you really have to build a wall that's stronger than your feelings, and that's what I just keep on telling myself. So yeah, kids, and I don't regret it, because I would rather them see a happy, stable mum than an exhausted, drained, broken mother who cannot pour into herself or her kids. Don't get me wrong, it gets lonely, because for me now everything I do is for them. And it's sad in a way, because like I'm still kind of going through everything as it is. So for me it's really, really difficult to, I guess, turn around and love myself, because I've just gone through so much and I just don't think I'm lovable. But like, I have to keep going on and being positive and putting on this act, because I've got 2 kids watching me. And don't get me wrong, I do love myself. I think I'm really strong, and some of the stuff that I've been through is crazy. Genuinely speaking, I don't know how I'm alive. Like, sometimes I do want to just drive off the cliff. Sometimes I do wish somebody would just come by and just stab me in the back, like quite literally, because like I just don't want to be here sometimes. But I have a purpose, and alhamdulillah, like I have a purpose. I know there's so many more people that's going through so much more, you know, so much worse than me, which doesn't necessarily mean my experiences or feelings and, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter, but people do have it worse. And yeah, I decided to become a mother, and I'm going to give it my 100% because there's no excuses. It's non-negotiable. My kids will have the life that I didn't have, and that's it. And yeah, that's basically honestly it for me. I'm going to basically cut it there because I feel like I've answered a lot of your questions and I've let you into my life kind of, and let you see a version of me, probably the latest version. I feel like an iOS update, quite literally. But that's basically who I am, a little about me, a little update on what's been going on recently. It's a roller coaster, guys. It really is. I always say this, but like, my life is a damn movie. With that being said, I'm still going to strive. I'm still going to do my absolute best, and I know that it's a phase. Inshallah, God willing, there's something better out there for me. If that's not love, then I don't know what. But like, I would love to just travel the world with my babies. I just want to be so secure within myself, so content and happy with my presence, and I just want to live for myself, for my babies, and for my Akira, and that's basically my goal. But yeah, I really do hope that this video really gave an insight into my life and me in general as a person. But yeah, that's basically the story of Balamory, and I hope that entertained you guys. I feel like I've been sat here for hours. It's actually 1:20. Yeah, that's basically it from me, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and yeah, it was nice to meet you guys again. I know, even though I'm not actually meeting any of you guys, but I hope it was refreshing for you guys to see this new era of my life, because we're really rebuilding. We're really rebuilding our life here, and I'm so here for it. Okay, no, it was amazing catching up with you guys, and thank you so much for your love and support. It means the absolute world to me. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you guys on my next YouTube video.